Hello. I finally have parts to start refurbing this engine so I can move forward and getting it thrown into the Legnum and actually get that running again. So I have some genuine rocker cover gaskets which will stop it leaking. That'll help with passing a roadworthy. And an inlet manifold gasket to replace the silicon that's in place. Maybe there's a gasket in there, but I don't like the look of it. Better off sticking with what the factory put in. So to start with, I've sort of got to pull all this stuff out of the way and start digging in so I can get to all those parts. Some pipe work first, I think. Well, that doesn't feel like the correct hardware. Or look like it, but could be wrong. I don't know. A couple of washers? No. Alright, there should be a seal under here, but this RTV, I don't know, makes me doubtful, but I guess we'll find out shortly. So, why is there RTV on that? Makes no sense. It does have a seal, so that's good. Get that cleaned off. Alright, another one with a seal there, but RTV all over it. Not fully understanding why. Can always repaint this, or I've got the other pipes on the other engine. Clean these up regardless. Oh damn. Ugh. I think my plan of attack is to take out the bolts that I have to take out, remove stuff, put them back in their place. Stuff like this can just stay on, that can stay, this can stay. Take these hoses off, maybe leave the throttle body on, take these hoses off, take the plug off, take this off the manifold, and that should be clear to get this off, and then get a better look at whatever's going on in there, which doesn't look great. I'm not going to be able to put these bolts back in their place straight away. I just need to remember this shorter bolt goes into the throttle body because the other ones appear to be longer. And this one needs the help of a spanner. There we go. Just due to lack of space. Just leave that hose on because it's not connected to anything. Undo this one. It goes to the one spot there. Let's see if I can get it loose. That one's tearing. Yeah. That makes everything clear to come away. Pretty sure these are the 5 bolts that are holding the inlet manifold on now. Yeah, they didn't want that coming undone. Oh, talk about tight. Oh, okay. I can already tell this is going to be super fun to get off. No, it isn't. Oh, silicon. Yep, when in doubt, coat it with lots of high temp RTV. Oh man. Well, I kind of have to hope that I got all those bolts out, because all that RTV is going to be holding this in place pretty well. I start bumping it. Is it going to be pulling against a bolt, or is it going to be pulling against that RTV? I hope that I've got everything. Oh no, it's moving. It does have a gasket in there. Why? Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, let's get this kind of out of the way. Let's have a look at the underside. I mean, no. Oh, what is this? Dude. Well, I got the gasket anyway, so I may as well replace it. Intake looks fairly clean though, so that's good. I'm going to very meticulously pull all this out without dropping it down into that intake now. I'll be right back.
1 hour later.
After some persistence and constantly rubbing this surface with my thumb, I got all that RTV off. But the actual intake is still covered, so I've still got that to go. It's just a matter of peeling stuff off and just pushing stuff away with my thumb until it just all disappears. It takes a while. Like that. There's a pick for these. So it's a bit painstaking, as you can see, but it does get all this stuff off without damaging the surfaces. Alright, I'll see you soon.
Eventually.
Okay, the intake runners are clean, intake manifold's now clean. That was just the step before the step I'm supposed to be doing, which is removing the rocker cover gaskets and replacing those. But I have a feeling that if there's all that RTV silicon there, there's probably going to be some on here too. So I've got more of that cleaning work, which is just, look, I'm glad I'm in here and getting it over and done with and cleaned up, but obviously it solved the problem at the time for the previous owner, which isn't the person I bought the engine off of. My friend, he's still my friend, bought it for the manual transmission that was in the car. The engine was just surplus to his needs, which is why I got it cheap. The important thing is this one runs, because that one doesn't. Let's get these out. No signs of oil, that's a good sign. I keep forgetting I have power tools. We'll go out this way. Oh, all the RTV. Just all of it. And, oh man. Yeah, nah. Just gonna, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that because I don't have any extras for these. So that can just exist. Okay. Not really any RTV on the head itself that I can see. Cam lobes actually look pretty good, really. Yeah. All of that looks okay. Just gonna go around and clean all that up. Used a bit of brake cleaner to get all the silicone that was definitely built up in that rocker cover. Now it's a matter of getting this new gasket fitted and sit it back on the engine. Let's get this back on now. Oh dear. Okay. That's where it gets tricky. The gasket wants to pop out. See how we go. It might require some repositioning. That's one side done. Same on the other. It's a little bit more complicated. There's coils in the way, but same idea. Get the cover off, get all the RTV off, put the new seal on, throw it back on, and then I can work on getting the inlet manifold back on here, and that will be done.
Later.
So I wasn't going to bore you with the other side because it's the same thing. Now it's a matter of getting the inlet manifold flipped over, get that gasket placed and bolt that all down, and then put all the hoses back on where they were and the plugs, etc. And then, yeah, ready to start pulling the engine out of the Legnum and dropping this one in. Okay, very carefully placed. Make sure that's sitting right about where it needs to. Try and make the area as clear as I can. Oh. Always losing tools. Always. Some of the hoses were split, so while I'm putting it all back together, I'm just going to cut some new stuff to suit. Use my wonderful hose scissors. Actually, that wastegate hose doesn't look too great either. I didn't want to use this silicone hose, but it's what I've got on hand. Function over form. Boy racer. Oh, that feels like a good seal. I'm not sure why they had to RTV that, but it's also decent. Okay, well, that's this done. I need to change the belts and stuff, but I need to do that in the car because I'm going to leave the air conditioning compressor hooked up so I don't have to open the system and bolt it onto this engine once it's dropped in. So then I'll be able to feed that belt on, place this one, check oil, hook all hoses up, and just turn the key and start it. That's not going to happen. But we're going to work towards that. So the next step is move this car out, move the Legnum in, and then start doing engine removal things. Well, that's all I got time for in this episode. I still need to fit the rear main seal. I can't do it while it's sitting on the stand, so I have to wait till I get it off with the engine crane, then fit it, then drop it into the car, get some air in these tyres and get the car moved so I can actually work in some cover because it's too hot. Anyway, hope to see you in the next one.